Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We're going to talk some Crimson Tide recruiting, and let's go to the trenches. Why not? Now, here you see a deep and talented offensive line board. We'll start at the top here with Ty Haywood from Denton, Texas. He's a 5-star. Now, OU and A&M seem to be trending on his recruiting prediction machine. We know Alabama's been trying to get into this recruitment. Steve, do the Tide have a shot here?
Well, I think when you talk to people around those other programs that are considered front runners, Alabama is a school that they have marked as one that's potentially dangerous in this recruitment because that's the program he grew up rooting for. So he is excited to get to Alabama for his official visit and is already starting to build a good rapport with Coach Kapalovic and that staff. So while I maybe like where Oklahoma stands right now, and you're certainly not turning a blind eye to A&M that's had him to campus a couple times and some of those other programs, Alabama is a dark horse in the recruitment of Ty Haywood.
All right. Now, Alabama is recruiting all over the country. So let's go out to Las Vegas, where you got Douglas Utu, the number 3 ranked interior offensive lineman in America. Alabama's been putting in some work here. What do you think of Utu and Bama's chances?
Well, I talked to a source yesterday about Utu and Alabama, and he said his gut feels like Alabama is in the lead right now. Now, Utu's coming off a great visit to Washington. There's other programs in play, but certainly Alabama's at or near the top of his list.
Yeah, and then you got a couple of other interior offensive linemen Bama's also involved with. You got Michael Carroll out there in Pennsylvania. You got Micah DeBoer in-state. I don't know how many Bama's looking to take, but who do you think is a priority right now for the Tide?
Well, they wouldn't turn either of those guys away from what I understand. And talking to Michael Carroll's family this week, I think that Alabama has set the bar as he goes into his official visits. Now, that's a recruitment that's been fluid. There was a time where Michigan and Penn State were the front runners. His dad played linebacker at Penn State. His mom played basketball at Michigan State. And that's where his relationship with Chris Kapalovic, Alabama's offensive line coach, began. That carried over when Kapalovic did a short stint at Baylor. But now he's at Alabama. He's one of the first prospects that he offered when he arrived in Tuscaloosa. And Carroll's been to campus where he's really already gotten a chance to see how he fits in with the players on the team. And I think that's a key part of his recruitment. Him and Tyler Booker have already buddied up. He's made friends with some of the guys on the defense that want to bring him in because they know that he can help make their program better. So he feels that camaraderie around the Alabama locker room right now. Sharon Moore, Michigan, they've been in this a long time, and he FaceTimed with Sharon this week. So I think Michigan's the biggest challenger to Alabama right now. But I like where the Crimson Tide stand for Michael Carroll as he goes into his official visits. And then Micah DeBoer was recently on Alabama's campus as well. When you talk to some people that spent time with Micah, you get the sense that Alabama is a program that's really on the uptick in this recruitment. A former Georgia commit, LSU's had some momentum since then. Auburn's had some momentum since then. Ohio State's kind of always laid in the weeds in this recruitment. But I think Alabama is definitely a team to watch for Micah DeBoer as well.
Yeah, DeBoer's recruitment is a little bit more open than it seemed to be a couple months ago. One more offensive tackle I wanted to talk about is Jackson Lloyd. He goes 6'6", 280. He's out of Carmel, California, and we know Alabama has had success out in California, especially now with Kalen DeBoer on campus. Do you think Bama's trending for Lloyd right now?
Yeah, we talked about it on the last whip around. I have an RPM in for Alabama right now. Now, USC is certainly a contender. Ohio State was just out there. Coach Justin Fry, he offered a scholarship. He's going to return the favor and go visit Columbus this weekend. Ohio State's hosting 3 coveted offensive line targets this weekend. Andrew Stargell from Georgia, and then Henry Fanuku from Texas, the other. So maybe Ohio State makes a move. But right now, I really like where Ohio State stands for this 3-sport standout, Josh, an offensive tackle that also shines on the hardwood and is also a terrific baseball player.
Steve, what's your early thoughts on Kalen DeBoer as a recruiter at Alabama?
Well, Alabama has a top 10 recruiting class right now, Josh, and they're in on some of the best players in the country. And I think one of the things that stands out to these top prospects when they come to Tuscaloosa is just the culture within the building. You know, all these guys love working alongside each other. Starts at the top with Kalen DeBoer all the way to a terrific off-field recruiting staff with guys like Courtney Morgan and Aaron Hodges. So I just think there's great energy in the building. Certainly there's a track record of a lot of success with this coaching staff. Then you add into that what Alabama football has been over the last couple decades. And I think collectively, that's a heck of a recipe for the Tide on the trail. And we talked about those offensive linemen. We could do a position by position a rundown of where Alabama stands, and there'd be a lot of blue chippers in there that we'd be saying we think Alabama leads or is near the top 4. So I think they're doing a terrific job early on since arriving there this winter.
Yeah, it feels like it. And Alabama fans, let me hear from you guys. Comment section below. How you feeling about Kalen DeBoer as a recruiter? I know it's only a couple months in, but I think we're getting a feel for him as a recruiter. Let me know. Comment section below.